Fight,
know
fight,
that,
fight.
yeah, they ain't having no fun with that.
That's right.
Yeah, they ain't having no fun with that.
No, these people are crooks. Flat out corrupted administrators. Well, they do anything to stay in power.
We'll see y'all later. The numbers still gonna be the same.
They're power crazy. Yes, sir.
That's usual. Oh, yes, you was.
Third ward seat, councilwoman, Miss Biggs. That's right. Come August, she be in that seat.
You got the charger.
It's in the car.
Oh,
Oh, you got a cord? You got a cord? C3 cord.
you got what?
But you can charge off another phone if you have a C. You can take the juice on my phone. I'm gonna put it on there.
Oh, yeah. I just
You got it?
yeah.
All I gotta do is set my phone to where my phone is charged.
You said, do I got to?
You know the one that do both ends, not the both ends.
So you got on text.
I can get it in there.
Yeah, I got it.
Because it's like, Miss Claire.
Let me use this one. I can use this one. So,
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let me see if it ain't on there. Is it charging?
let me see. Nope, it ain't charging here. Get this together for y'all.
This phone reset itself.
Tito posted that with y'all.
It's saying I can't turn it on.
And you know the judges are in. I mean, you gotta know.
I'll figure it out. I know somebody up in here.
Oh, let
that
me
have-
see where I said it's connected. Let me see. Is it doing it?
No, man.
We're set on that?
Yeah, it ain't doing it. I don't think we gotta worry about it. Somebody up in here gonna have one. I just need a block. I left my other one at the house.
It's saying
I just need a block.
because you're on the deal. You can't do it right now.
Oh wow. Okay, thank you. Oh, we're gonna have a phone.
Claire, Miss Claire, Mama Claire.
3.
Mr. Johnson. He's here.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe your girls are thinking about it. Oh, that's right.
The time is now 5 o'clock, and I hereby call this meeting of the Finance Committee of the Flint City Council to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Wow. This is gonna be great.
Mr. Hoffman. Ms. Priestley. Present. Mr. Carter.
You take that box, we don't have four.
Mr. Shannon. Mr. Piper. Mr. Jarrett. There are 4 members present. There are 4 members present. We will be at these until we establish quorum.
That's right, so put the box back down there.
Point.
Point, period.
If you don't have quorum, you can only recess for up to 15 minutes.
Okay, we have it just established quorums. We just need Ms. Machette to come up front.
Oh, this done, you know, how when it's on, whoever it's on.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
I ain't gotta push no button, I think.
ain't gotta touch nothing. We're gonna run to the crib and grab the charger.
Yeah, you wanna grab me something to drink?
What you want?
Whatever, when the big deputies,
I got you. What kind of lemonade? Oh, you talking about the one kind of bottle?
Yeah.
Pink lemonade? Wait, I got you.
Okay, I will now ask for a request for agenda changes or additions.
But this all this one.
Any changes or additions to the agenda? Hearing none, it is now time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the city council or its committees must register before the meeting begins. A box will be placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment, with only one speaking opportunity per speaker. And per the council rules, Rule 29.8, any person at a council meeting may be called to order by the president or any council member for failure to be germane, for vulgarity, or for speaking in excess of the allotted time, or any other violation of these rules. Rule 29.9, any person who is called to order shall yield the floor until the chair shall have determined whether he or she is in order. If a person is determined to be out of order, that person must yield the floor and forfeit any remaining time. Madam Clerk, who is our first public speaker? First speaker is R.L. Mitchell.
Hello, Council. I'm R.L. Mitchell, live in 759 East Linden Avenue, Flint, Michigan. And for the record, Mr. Priestley, over the weekend, we were supposed to vote yesterday, and the people called us up vote, and one of the first one got poisoned in Flint and everything, and she decided this is gonna be it, because we gotta get somebody in the third ward. Because she went to vote, but she found out, moved to Bertha Field House, they said she's not on this record nowhere, you're not, and she got very upset. And they got on the special phone and called out, so you got time to go down to the hall. She went down here and on the way. They had the doors locked. Then she got upset again. Then she wanted to take a pill. I told her, don't take that And she said, don't let him beat me up into it. And I said, damn, she got close, and the dude cut the camera off. He said, we can't film you. I think the mayor told him, don't film nobody, because he had the doors like that, like that, and it wouldn't even 8 o'clock. And through the day, I wonder why she ain't back there now when I'm talking. I'm gonna talk for herself. I ain't up talking for everybody in Flint. Because she live on York Street. Lord, full. Now, Mrs. Name, because people dying up every house down up. Certain people dying up every house on the block. And he had a conversation with him the other day, but I think she can talk for herself, just like over on Newton Street. The same thing happened to me, but they used it on Black Pole, right on the Brother's house. And this Indian guy died up everything, but he died in his house. I don't know if that's a real death or what. And nobody's saying nothing about it. They're like, anyway, I'm here, and now people want to know who won the vote, was it? People actually falling out for taking all, I don't know what I can give people. They want we the people that are
Mickey,
deal with the money. But, and look at the sack. Taking the time coming in and filibustering around with it, call it off in one little sack there. And the first ward over there, you see my work? You see my work? And he never hit it. If he ain't hit the rest of the night, then we got it. And look at that ward over there, the security officer. Curiosity killed the cat, so it's money has to run back. So I want you to stand there and say, like, deal with the people, go back down, and you better. Hey, like I said, in another lawyer, we seen this lawyer in the sky last night, she tried to go to the door, he just put that away, because I took, and then there is over there, the doctor dude over there. Now, look, anyway, stay tuned on her. You will see that mistake.
The next speaker is Renee Anderson.
The city killed her son.
Well, I come here to speak on behalf of my son, T-Bond Sykes, who get shot and killed downtown Flint Memorial Day weekend 2022. I'm having a problem. There's no counsel with the Flint police. They refused to release an autopsy to me for 3 years. They just released it February 19th. They refused to release any files, footage, content, or the forensic of that bullet to my lawyer. And I want to know what is going on. They haven't made nothing transparent. I also want to speak on the garbage cans. I love the garbage cans, but they're so heavy. Us senior citizens, after we get the garbage cans, we barely do what we're doing.
That's right.
Very true. About what's going on, because ain't nothing. They the one who held back for me getting the autopsy for 3 years for my son. And I don't understand why that is. And also down Flint on Mackin, we have bad trees down there like about to fall upon people's cars, the roads are bad. And I know we got the funding to do the roads, we need that done, but please, I want some help around here. I want to know what's going on in the 3 years with an autopsy on my baby. I want to know why the Flint police force will not release the footage to my lawyer, and that's fine.
The next speaker is Carolyn Grundy. Carolyn Grundy.
I'm fine.
Bunny Jones' sister FaceTime video.
Next speaker is George Grundy.
Councilman, my name is George Bundy, and I'm here asking all of some of you a question. I live in the 3rd Ward, we have no representation, and I'm purchasing a property right next to my house, and I want to extend my house. And they tell me I can't build but 5 to 7 feet of extension, and I got 40 feet of extra property. And I was told that the zoning law has changed where I can't build with 5 to 7 feet onto my house. I would like to know, when will that change? Or if it will change, or if I can get someone to look into it and have it changed. I don't know if it's proper to look for an answer now, but I would like someone to address that. Thank you.
The next speaker is Doug Matthews.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Doug Matthews, a veteran and good government.
What's your point?
The previous speaker stopped and lost quorum, so we should be at ease.
No, he's in the bathroom, he's still in chambers, we're fine. He is in the chambers, according to the rule, that does not cause us to lose quorum. Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
I'm a good government advocate from the seventh ward. It never ceases to serve up our flesh slice of political service. Let's talk about three of the city's biggest embarrassments. Big Sleazy, AC Dumbass, and the circus that is 810 News. First, there's Big Sleazy, a woman whose rap sheet is her resume. Financial fraud, food stamp chicanery, a public record that reads like a crash course in ethical field. Yet she's celebrated like a hero. What could even a few months of her leadership do this city? Spoiler alert, nothing good. Then there's Mr. Dumbass. This is a man who marched before the Ethics and Accountability Board and shamelessly lied, claiming he heard me use the N-word 3 times in a room full of
Mr. Matthews, I'm asking you to abstain from using vulgarity.
Pardon me?
I'm asking you to abstain from vulgarity. Please continue.
Well, I saw outrageous it should be accounted still. It's such as not funny. My religious convictions outweigh civil rights, he said. Just imagine that. Gay rights are civil rights, and its homophobia is not in the interest of the city. Third good market is not. The real tragedy here is the third ward. The residents who are struggling with drugs, gangs, flight, and unemployment. It is a real reputation, not a walking ethics violation and a punchline. There's a bright spot, though. The third place finisher is a public-funded resident, just a few short both shot. Let me be clear. My criticism is directed squarely at those who seek public office.
Mr. Matthews, pause this time. Order in this chambers, please. We cannot hear our public speakers. We can afford everybody else the courtesy of being quiet we expect to say. Also, please make sure to silence your cell phones. Go ahead, Mr. Matthews.
When these people step back from seeking public office, they disappear from the radar. But as long as they cling to the dais, I'll be here every day, reminding them and everyone else exactly who they are and what they stand for. And speaking of embarrassing spectacles, let's not forget 810 News. I watch Memphis and Mickey every morning. It helps me with my housing movements. They're celebrating the third ward election as a triumph of democracy. 2 candidates, Big Sleazy and Mr. Blank, each racked up 165 votes. That's not a mandate, it's a mockery. But 810 News, you think they just discovered the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Flint deserves better. Flint deserves better. Thank you.
The next speaker is Kamal Mack.
Hello. The tables have turned. My oh my. Now we can get some real work done around this city and get this trash out. You know what? I didn't even get to pick something to say. But, man, Mushat, you next. And Judy, don't try to be tough today. Miss, I can't see and I can't hear any other time. And Mr. Elamina, you'll never be here, so I don't see you. But I say, I don't see work. I don't see work. No, that's right. Don't argue with the residents.
We do not respond to comments.
Tell them. You've been here almost a year, don't know. All right. But I'm going to go sit down and let somebody else eat you up.
The next speaker is Rodney Barrett.
Get him, light him.
Good afternoon. I want to speak on, so you guys doing tree removal and sidewalk repair. The two houses on the side of me has had their dead trees removed and their sidewalks being repaired. I have no markings, nor have they removed the tree in front of my house, and it's just as dead as the two next door to me. And then about the water place on Clyde Road, that is not open to the public. You can drive up, but you cannot go through there. So I don't understand all this about safety and the people need to be protected. You can't walk through that door. They have to let you in. And in order to get in, you go to the drive-thru and then they direct you to come in and then somebody will let you in. It's not just like an open door where you can just go in and get service in there. And then another thing about the water bills. I went online to pay my water bill. They charged me $6 to pay it, and then went back in my account and took another $5 out. So it cost me yes, it did. I can bring you this proof. It cost me $11 to pay my bill online. I'm trying to figure out where's all these extra fees coming from. Like, that's stealing. When you go back off, when I okayed you to take the first fee, I didn't okay the second. So that's basically stealing when you go back into my account and take out, I don't care if it was 50 cents. You still went back in without my permission and took that money. And when you go to the water place on Clyde Road, there is a fee when you use a card. So it's not free to use that place. It still costs you, regardless of credit card fees or however y'all want to push that off on a third party. It's still, and bottom line is, it's not free to pay your water bill in the city of Flint if you don't have cash. We can't ignore that. So I wish that y'all would send these people back out, reevaluate the situation on the sidewalks, because it's just crazy. You're going to fix the sidewalk on the left, fix the sidewalk on the right, and the one in between, you're going to leave the dead tree and the messed up sidewalk. That's like so crazy. I don't get it. If you're going to do 1 and 3, you got to do 2. I just don't get what's going on in the city. Y'all said y'all got this money, all these grants being put out. Why should I have to call and tell y'all to cut down the tree when you just cut down 2 other trees? That's wild to me. I don't know what's going on, but y'all really need to get it together. Because I'm telling y'all, the tables is starting to turn. I said this a long time ago. Sooner or later, you know what, the Great Wall of China, it even came down. Nothing is stoppable. Nothing is beyond breaking down. It's time to get it right, or just go. Before the doors open up and y'all get in that room, you can't come out. You're going to be forced to leave, and then they're going to be easy for you to leave because you're going to come with charges that come with it. Sooner or later, I'm telling y'all, what you reap is what you sow. I'm telling y'all, keep on thinking it's a joke. Keep on, y'all be told, I'm going to be somewhere in somebody's state prison.
Hello, everybody. My name is Corey Moore, and I'm the founder of the Urban Boy Scouts.
Sir, you must be called to the lectern. Did you sign prior to the meeting starting? That's one of our requirements, is that you have to request. I'm sorry, it's per our council rules. In this case, our rules preside. So we require that all persons who wish to address the council sign before the meeting begins. And that happened at 5 o'clock. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. You are out of order, and this is your warning. This is your warning.
guys take an oath in the United States?
Officer,
Every one of you are government officials, correct? That have an oath in the United States Constitution, correct? Even that officer back there you're calling out has an oath in this United States Constitution. We people are the written express beneficiaries of this United States Constitution. If we don't have a sign, wait, you're the one who don't show our rights. Courtroom decorum don't show our rights. Only California said that. And proved it. That's 1971 Supreme Court case law. They're not going to arrest me. If they do, they're going to lose qualified immunity. It's a constitutionally protected activity. I don't want to do it, but I will. I'm going to read the people who are silent.
Next public speaker. The next speaker is Gladys Williamson.
So you've been letting people come up here and speak without the mic being on. You asinine people. You have sat up and you let all these people talk without the mic on. So where is the constitutional First Amendment to be heard?
That's right.
Because none of them were heard. Mr. George, you weren't heard. I couldn't hear you back then.
I couldn't either.
All of you that spoke, I couldn't hear you. You think you got heard a little bit, you didn't get heard either. But I'm gonna get heard. Mr. Jonathan, I mowed my yard before I got here, and on Freeman School let out, I had 2 cars come speeding at least 40 miles an hour down my street. These people do not live on our street, and because of that school, and we've got kids that live on our block, and these kids are in danger because these people drive crazy down our street, and nothing is being done about it. Nothing. I resent it. Just to let you know. And I'm glad to see you, Mr. Jonathan. I'm glad you're feeling better. Praise God, you're feeling better. You, City Council, is the despised four. You are despised by all of us. We despise you. You can laugh all you want, Louis, but you're the leader of the despised four. I want to know why Jedediah was arrested and sitting over there in the jail. Because he didn't get up in the mayor's yard. He was on legal ground on the public sidewalk. Public sidewalk. He had every right to be there, and it was a peace. It was all peaceful march. And he had every right to be there, and now you've got him locked up in that county jail, and he can't even get out until you decide that he's going to get out. What kind of people are you? What kind of people are you? You people break the law, and then you make rules so you can break the law. You guys ought to be up and across the street in a county jail. Because you break the law, and then you sit up and make laws so that it's okay for you to break the law. But God forbid that we just speak one little word. Oh, it's your time. Yeah, I know it's my time.
Next public speaker, please. The final speaker for this meeting is Beverly Bailey.
Hello, my name is Jason. I'm here to speak on behalf of Jedediah Brown.
I'm sorry. This is you are to be removed from this meeting.
I will be pulling your bond and your bond information
Make sure you're all right.
My name is Beverly Biggs. Yesterday was a victory, a good victory. Me and AC Lewis, which should have been all the time. But you chose to put the shine in there. Then the killing part is that the deal you went over to St. Andrews, showing video of me talking about Judy and Quincy. You have no rank. You're the worst president that this city council has ever had. But you didn't hurt me, you helped me. That's the blessing I have a song that says, don't let the devil ride, and you are the devil. But you're gonna be all right in a few minutes. You guys have Jedediah locked up for something real stupid and simple. But the killing part to me is everybody that was in that march. Everybody was in that march. You only went after Jedediah. That's crazy. Why weren't the other ones arrested? All of them was there. There was a ton of people. And then you had people on the mayor's street that came out and protested. Now that tells you something's wrong right there. If you got your people on the same street that you live on, protesting, and then they said on Channel 12, on the card, it was saying, it was a threat to him. It says to Flint. It didn't say to the mayor. It didn't say to the mayor's family. It said to Flint. You guys gonna have to wake up and do right. And the seat gonna change. That's the part, that's why y'all can't get up. Because that seat is gonna change. If it's Beverly or AC Dumas. Then you got this clown over here want to call us AC dumbass and Beverly something else. He needs to go home and get on his knees and start praying. Doug is out of control. And y'all think it's okay. But if we done got up here cussing, you'd have asked us to sit down. You're going to take our voice from us. This is going to be the last time you guys try to take our voice. Don't look up. Just keep looking.
Hey, Ben!
Take that. Have another one?
That was the final speaker.
That was the last speaker? Okay, thank you. It's now time for council response. Council members may respond once to all public speakers, only after all public speakers have spoken. An individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there anyone who'd like to respond to the public?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
thank you. First, I would like to thank all of the residents for being here. Thank you for being engaged in the process. And secondly, I would like to publicly congratulate Ms. Beverly Biggs Levy and Mr. Edison Williams. Y'all did that. Congratulations. Now we're up to August, and we'll see who wins that seat. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anyone else?
All right, thank you. Go ahead. All right, so would like to highlight some of the great things that happened in the city of Flint this weekend. We have the Winter League again. We're going on our 3rd week. We have over almost 10,000 pounds of blight being picked up by the 14. So again, we'd like to thank Mayor Neal's Blight Squad. the Main Institute, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Genesee County and Greater Flint, as well as the LaShawn Johnson cleaning crew, who out there putting in a lot of work. And so also, there will be a Mother's Day brunch held at the Main Center this weekend, as well as, what was about going on? Well, if you want to know more, please log on to the Second Ward Facebook page. This is where we put forth a lot of positive information, where you can find out what's going on right here in your community. Then that's all. Thank you.
Mrs. Shaw?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do want to congratulate, so, I think it was last month or so, 100K Ideas was a hub for the Invention Convention. So elementary students from all over Genesee County were at the Sloan Museum, and they were able to showcase some of their inventions. Well, a couple of those students made it to the Michigan Invention Convention, and it took place over the weekend. And it is my understanding that maybe one or two of those Genesee County students have made it to the National Invention Convention. So I do want to congratulate everyone that participated, because they had 2,500 students, and out of that they narrowed it down to 150. And so to have students from Genesee County make it that far, and then I believe maybe one or two made it to national as well. I want to congratulate them. They had some really, really brilliant ideas. I'm excited about the future of what that means for how we innovate and what the youth are going to be ready to do. The youth are also taught how to patent those inventions. And so we don't have to worry about someone taking advantage of them either, because they're left with the opportunity to patent those inventions. So congratulations to the youth that made it over the weekend. And I believe there was a resident who had a question about, I think she left. Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to make an announcement on May 16th from 9 to 1 at the Sylvester Roman Empowerment Video. There will be a community conversation to stop gun violence with several individuals, elected officials, and so forth will be there having that conversation. Also, want to give a big shout out to the First Ward residents that's participating in the green construction class that we, myself and the organizations put together, that we're currently hosting and doing some renovations over in the Fifth Ward currently, where they're getting their skills and so forth. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I want to thank everyone for attending this evening. I also want to congratulate Ms. Beverly Diggs and Mr. Lucy Loomis. I think it's clear that the residents of the Third Ward have spoken out once or twice, and their wishes will become who represents them, and not somebody who the mayor or this council wants to appoint. The people made that decision. And I can promise you this, that first meeting in August, after whoever makes is sworn in, there will be a bonfire in the middle of this floor with all these rules that they won't let people speak. The tyrants up here will be removed from their chairs. They will no longer be chairing meetings in weaponizing the police against residents.
Anyone else? I'll take my time. I want to congratulate our Seamus for becoming one of the top 100 influential, I don't remember the exact title, but it's in governmental work. So that's across the country, and that is huge. He had to be nominated by several individuals to serve as that issue. So with that, I'm going to close out council response and entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there support? It's been moved and properly seconded. Consent agenda, is there any separations? Go ahead.
Let's celebrate 250083,
Pardon?
250083,
Okay,
250131,
okay,
250140,
okay.
and that is all.
Is there any others? Any other separations? Yes, ma'am.
I would like to separate 240147.
I'm sorry. There is no.
I mean, 250147.
Actually, I didn't.
It's on page
I got it. Okay, is there any others? Any others? Hearing none, the consent agenda will consist of the following resolutions. 250141, grant acceptance from the Community Leadership Fund, Community Foundation of Greater Flint for the Flint Police Department Sapphires Conference. Change order at 250142, change order number 1 for additional elevator services. 250143, change order number 1, Contractor Training Institute for the lead-based chain of hazard control and maintenance services. 250144 to NYE Uniform Company for the Police Department. 250145, approve the amendment resolution 240027. 250146, amendment resolution 230086, Flint Police Department. And that is it. This is the roll call on the consent agenda. Mr. Alamy? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley? Yes. Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Mashat? Yes. Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Jerry?
Yes.
Vote is 7 yes, 0 no. The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. That will be sent to council. Our first separation is 250083, reallocation of ARPA funds, Flint Institute of Music. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair.
I'll recognize Councilwoman for the second word.
Yeah, I move that we move on to
That's
the
right.
council.
She moves that goes to council. And it is supported by the councilwoman in the second word. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
As I stated previously, based on the amount of money that the Flint Institute of Music has in their, in their endowment, I will not be supporting this. I think that $44,000 can be used in better to serve the community investments, and so I will not be supporting this.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Through you, I would like to bring the Flint to the meeting to the left hand, please.
Yep. Please come on.
Okay, so thank you for joining us again, and thank you for the great work that you do. I thoroughly enjoyed the presentation. Well, for one, thank you all for the invitation, for inviting every single council member to the school so we can see exactly what the program entails. I was one of the few council members that went and was able to witness the great thing that you were doing. So I would like to just address some of the things that are being said, because when I'm just looking at the interaction with the students with special needs, so these aren't just regular students, these are special needs students within the city of Flint that's being serviced by this. And so the name Hocus Pocus, I understand, because you were able to keep their attention, teach them skills, teach them their colors, letters, ordering, and things like that through your process. Amazing. And I saw something like this similar on the East Coast. They had a gentleman going to all of the schools, there's a lot of schools out there, and parents were really engaged. And so seeing that we have this here, it's refreshing to know. And I would like to see this in all the schools because it's needed. And so I'll just give you an opportunity to speak to that. So I know you're just asking for a small, meager amount, $44,000 for what you do. So could you please explain what this program entails?
May I do that? Please do. Sure. My name is Dr. Kevin Spencer. I am the coordinator of the Hocus Pocus program, which in and of itself is a confusing term. Because you go, Hocus Pocus, what is that? So a little bit about who I am. I'm a professor at the University of Alabama in Birmingham in their occupational therapy program. I also teach at Harvard Medical as a faculty member of their pediatric sedation conference. And then I work for the State Department, any of our embassies around the world that identify disability or trauma as a part of the program mission statement. I have an opportunity to go to those countries and work with the organizations that our embassy serves, all centered around disability. My specialty is with autism. And while this sounds unconventional, as an artist, and I've been coming to Flint for, this is my 14th year, partnering with the Flint Institute of Music, working with students in the Flint schools who have disabilities, mostly kids on the autism spectrum. I use magic tricks as a way to engage them, and we work on 5 areas: cognition, motor skills, communication, social skills, and flexible thinking. All of you who came out to watch this happen today saw each one of those things happen with those kids. This is a research-based protocol. We published 15 papers in peer-reviewed journals around the country. This program exists in about 2,000 hospitals, rehab centers, clinics, and school systems in 30 countries around the world. I'm excited when I get to work with the Flint students. You see the engagement. Teachers tell me all the time, I've never seen my kids this engaged. I've never seen my kids so excited about learning. And with the rise that we're seeing with autism, and with what we know is happening around cognitive impairments and disabilities, this arts-based, research-based program is just a really powerful way to grab those kids and to bring learning to them in a very different way. Diverse learners. And that's what the arts are all about. How do we use the arts to deliver academic content while improving all the functional objectives of a child's IEP? That's what Hocus Pocus is.
Wow, so Doctor, I did not know that it was so research intensive and research based. That's important because it shows that what you're doing is working. And as an outside observer, I saw it. I saw the engagement of the kids. I saw how enthusiastic they were to learn. I saw how engaged they were. You were there, I looked like not long enough, they were a little disappointed when it was time to go. And it's hard to maintain kids' attention for a short time span, and you have them for well into 30 to 40 minutes, and they would want it more. So, seeing what you do, I am totally supportive of it because it fulfills some things with that we're trying to achieve the ARPA funding. We're trying to touch youth. We're trying to look at programs that we have explored before. But this right here is amazing and a great use of these funds, so I'm in total support.
Can I add to that real quick?
It's my time, it's my
Mr. Shatner?
Thank you. I also took advantage of the invitation that you extended to us. And I do want to say thank you for extending that invitation to us. I wish that it wasn't extended to council because you had to convince council of why this program was important, and rather it would have been as a, see here, this is where the funding has gone. According to the Student Advocacy at Michigan.com, as of 2022 and 2023 school year, Michigan had approximately 40,000 students identified with autism spectrum disorder. That's representing about 13% of all students receiving the special education services under the Individuals with Disability Education Act. Additionally, students with emotional impairment and cognitive impairment are also significant groups within the special education population in the state. And the reason that it is important for us to know these statistics is because often what happens when we start talking about programming for school, or we start talking about education and how to keep students involved, people that are often left out are people with autism spectrum disorder, people with emotional impairment and cognitive impairment. One of the things that we know is that one of the best chances to help them as they move into adulthood is to socialize them young and as children. I had the opportunity to be in a classroom today that normally the students, while they were on different levels of whether they were high functioning or nonverbal, they normally are not receptive to guests, or they're not receptive to change or individuals coming in. But what I was able to witness today, Dr. Spencer, and I thank you for the work that you do. I thank you for the teachers that were in that classroom today. I'm very thankful for the teachers that were in that classroom today. But there were 15 students in that classroom. 15 students that actually looked like me, right? And in addition to them looking like me, out of the 15, only 3 of them were kind of in and out of engagement, but for the most part, everyone was engaged. And looking at the students, they all had different rules of how you could engage with them, meaning some of them were okay with touch, some of them were okay with you handing them things, some of them were okay with you being in the space. But what you did was you managed to handle each of them with care in the way that they decided they wanted to be engaged, and you also managed to get them to interact with you. There were students who the teacher said does not normally speak or interact well with others. As you were holding up cards and different things, they were yelling out green, they were yelling out orange. They even allowed you, one of them even allowed you to move his desk. He's like, hey, that's my desk, but he still allowed you to move his desk. And so all of these factors are important for us to know, because who knows the difference of you coming or not coming? Would those children understand the colors? Would they care to learn the colors? Would they care to be engaged if they didn't have that interactive education happening with them today? They were yelling out numbers. They were playing with different things that you had. They were impressed by the magic. And that's what kept their attention. That's what kept them engaged. And that's what helped them let down their guards that they normally have up. And so not only is this a way to properly socialize them as they move forward in life, so that they get used to interactions with other people, even if it's very limited, but it's also a way to make sure that they are getting the education that they deserve. To make sure that they are learning the things that they deserve to learn, despite whatever whatever box society might put them in. And so the work that you are doing is very important, because that means that we have no excuse, because in the past we see when people did not understand disorders or impairments, they treated them as throwaways. They put them in classes or back rooms and never gave them a second thought. Those people became adults who did not know how to properly socialize. They became adults who felt like they weren't important. They became adults who society ignored. What you are doing is bringing them into society. What you are doing is giving them an opportunity to be properly educated, to be properly socialized, and to be recognized as the humans that they are. So I think this is a beautiful, beautiful program, and although all 40,000 students in Michigan will not be able to necessarily benefit from your program, those in Genesee County will be able to benefit from your program. And more importantly, because I saw the numbers, the hundreds of students in Flint that you touch will be able to benefit from this. So that means there are hundreds of children in Flint who can go properly educated and unignored because of the work that you are doing. So thank you. I yield.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? In the first round? Anyone else in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Through you to the speaker.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
My bad, fam. I gotta charge the
So,
phone.
the Hocus Pocus at Directory Line, how long have you been there?
This is my 3rd year working with Director.
The 3rd year there?
I did some work with them virtually during the pandemic.
With the same Hocus Pocus program?
Yes.
So 3 years with
Not
Hocus
charge.
Pocus at Directory Line. And as far as City of Flint funding, will this be the first time that the city has funded that particular venture? The City of Flint, not necessarily Flint Schools or any other venture.
I would have to check on that information for you. I can get that information to you by the end of tonight.
Okay.
I've only been in my position for a year, so I can find that.
But this you're just being awarded ARPA funds in this round, 40,000. Okay, so how many students at Directory might be currently served with Hocus Pocus?
7 special education classrooms, so I would say about 100, maybe 110 students.
So how often are you there?
So I come to Flint 6 times, or 3 times a year, 2 times in the fall, 2 times in the winter, and 2 times in the spring. And I think one of the intentions of the ARPA funding, I get to come here 6 weeks of the year and work with the children directly. Part of what I think FIM wants to do with this funding is allow me to train the teachers in the concepts of what it is that I do. Research-based, education-based concepts of working with kids with disabilities. And then how do we measure that impact? We have an assessment instrument called Hocus Pocus Analytics that looks at the impact of this particular approach on cognition, motor skills, communication, social skills, and flexible thinking of kids with disabilities through this project. So I've come here, I've been coming here for 14 years. I have never had the opportunity to train teachers to do what I do.
Okay.
And so that's would be the main point.
So currently there are 6 touch points a year for the students here from you.
Yes.
Okay. And it's your understanding that this funding is going to be, I'm going to use a word that I didn't hear you say, but I heard it sort of implied, that you believe these funds will be somewhat earmarked or allow the program for you to train trainers. Is that?
To some extent, the idea is to have as much impact with city residents as possible. And so by training teachers, not training teachers to do the work without Kevin, but to support the work that he does when he's not here.
Okay.
So that it's visits.
So what I guess, how, in addition to potentially training trainers, in what other way will this $40,000 expand the program itself? Because part of my thought is similar to Councilman in the 8th Ward, especially hearing that you've been at it for 3 years already. You've got funding to do what you need to do. I'm trying to understand what this $40,000 will add to not just the sustainability, but the growth of impact and impact.
Okay. So you're right, you're correct that he has been doing this work. What has been missing is, and what I'm really excited about expanding, is tracking the work in a significant way. He has an analytical tool to help us help teachers measure the growth that they see with their students. Right now, you have anecdotal evidence, lots of stories from teachers and principals and therapists of what they see. We can see those things happening with the students, but you can actually track that data to be able to show that these students are showing instant growth and showing expansion in the 6 categories that Dr. Spencer has mentioned. And so and there's also additional curriculum. So there is a program that teachers would have in hand that would involve using these magic tricks, a number of magic tricks that all not only help with sequential learning, following steps, and cognitive understanding, but also.
Thank you. You can continue. Was there anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, you can continue on my time.
But also just dexterity. Today I felt my fingers in a way that I hadn't felt my fingers before by doing magic with my hands. And it made an awareness of something that happened in my mind that I wasn't expecting. So I was stretching my fingers apart, realizing how much work it took to just stretch my fingers apart before the hands on. So it's also dexterity, it's also just focus and engagement. And so we want to be able to measure that so we can track the effectiveness of this program so that teachers can see, not just from their own eyes and their experiences, but also from actual data that supports that these students are showing growth. Because often the regular metrics for growth for special education students do not necessarily measure the growth that exists.
So here's what we know. We know the way we teach kids with disabilities right now doesn't work. We know that. We have research that tells us that. We teach these kids by rote. We send them all the way through school. In Michigan, they age out at 26 and they enter our communities unprepared to be productive members of society. What this project does is it teaches them those skills in an engaging way through an art form where they learn how to think critically. They learn how to solve problems. They learn how to be social. They know how we improve their motor skills so they're able to go out and get jobs when they do enter society. Everything that we've done, I mean, I am thankful for the IDEA, but everything that we've done to teach kids with disabilities still leaves us with people with disabilities who are not productive members of our society. And this is a way at an early age to train them so that when they do age out of the system in Michigan, they are able to enter your society as productive members.
So I was one of the 3 that attended one of your things. I was very skeptical. I was totally against the program, but I saw how these kids reacted. I went in there wanting to know exactly what you did in that classroom. And the engagement that those autistic children had with you was amazing to me. You know, and I did find out that the rubber band trick, I could go one way, I couldn't go back the other way. So, I mean, and I tried. I did it how many times? 3, 4 times, and I couldn't get it through. But I wanted to go home, and I have a cousin visiting here from Illinois, seeing the other side of his family. And he has a late 20 autistic son. He will never be able to live on his own. He will never be able to take care of himself. He works 3 days a week washing dishes. And I was excited to be able to show him this trick, but I only had a couple of hours. They're leaving tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to show him. He would love this, and it would actually engage him because his mother does a great imitation of him. But he's such a lovely, sweet man. He's a man now. He's not a child. But even he couldn't help. This could be helped with him. Even the young kids couldn't do it. They were so excited. They wanted to do it and show everybody their ability to do it. And then lunch came. And it shut their time down. But the enthusiasm you have and what you told me about the program and how it's being used in physical therapy and occupational therapy, that really impressed me. And I think you converted me. Watching that, and I'm really sorry that more of our council members weren't able to attend to see what happens in those classrooms. Okay, is there anyone in the second round? Go ahead.
First one, I'm sure your program is great. I have no issues about what you're doing or anything else. My issue is the city of Flint and the Flint Community Schools, two different entities. The Flint Community Schools got over $100 million of ESSA dollars, and they went through that. We have our own ESSA dollars to do other things with. To me, this is not an expense that should be paid for by the city of Flint. The city of Flint has if we started to supplement and pay for every one of the Flint Community Schools programs, I mean, they got $40,000 per student this year. That's how much money they got. On top of the $150 million ESSER dollars, they got $40,000 per pupil for this coming year. So I don't doubt that your program is great. I don't think that these funds should be paid from the city funds. The thing that my colleague says is how do you benefit funding next year. To me, I don't think it would be before us, and you wouldn't be worried about funding if we didn't have these dollars available. And because we have these dollars available, that's the only reason it's before us. Not necessarily, you don't need these dollars necessarily to continue your program. I have no doubt that your program will continue with or without these dollars based on the previous years and the amount of money that other donors have given. I believe you said last time, Mott was funding you. You mentioned a few other things. So, once again, I wish you all the best in this program. I just don't think that we have two piles of money. And I don't think that the city of Flint should be doing this. We should be doing other things that benefit our community.
That's right, that's right, that's right.
The results are great, and I no doubt that they are, based on what you're saying. The Flint Community Schools should be saying, hey, I need you to keep going, here's money.
That's right.
So that's my problem.
That's right.
So, thank you.
Thank you. Well, a parent of a student in the Flint Community School is saying that we need this. You know, it's a narrative that's going around saying that elected officials do not care about the youth. I've seen posts on Facebook saying they just don't care. Voting against this is proving that that narrative is correct. One thing I noticed is that, you know, we take political struggles for granted. When we were cleaning up, we had someone in a wheelchair, one I'm taking a little league because it's all inclusive. And the person in the wheelchair had issues navigating the sidewalk because the sidewalk was unlevel. And so, by this, I never thought about that because I can walk on the sidewalk or I can just pivot and go into the grass. Not my problem. This is our problem. We must be sensitive to those that have autism, that have these different issues that could benefit from this. I don't want to not allocate money because I don't see it or because my family or my friends don't need it. Young people, and again, let me say this. We have residents of the city of Flint that attend the Flint Community Schools. So therefore, it matters. Therefore, this money qualifies for them because these are not just Flint Community School students. These are residents of the city of Flint. So I don't want to diminish that. We're servicing our residents, and our residents are our most prized asset in the city. We have this money. Please pause my time.
Absolutely. Please give respect. And also, make sure that your phones are on silent. I am hearing phones going off all over. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you. And so, knowing this, if we will be remiss to deny money to the Flint Community School students that reside in the city of Flint that could benefit from this program. I know many children with autism. People in my family have autism. And this service is needed. We may hear sneer and jeer and chuckle, this is not funny. This is people's lives that we're talking about. And it's very disheartening to hear people laughing and snickering at people's lives. We have youth that need a service. You are providing service. They are residents of the city of Flint. We have the money set aside. You have money for programs because you come before bodies and foundations to get this money. So when you solidify these funds, then you can have money for the years to come. This is part of building your coffers so you can continue to do the great work. I support that. I support Flint. I support youth in all things necessary to see them thrive in our city that we were elected to serve. And I hope that my colleagues will do the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the second round? Go ahead.
Madam Chair, thank you to the speakers at the podium. I have a question. How many students will you be servicing through this program, Focus Focus?
building our connection with the city of Flint schools. And so last year we served 537 students through this program.
Okay, so with this ARPA money, how many students will you serve from the city of Flint?
So we received a document by email a couple of weeks ago. I also have copies of it here if you would like a copy of it. But our estimate is that the program will serve more than 150 students per residency. We have 3 residencies per year for the city of Flint. So approximately 240 in total will be served. And that would be an on-duplicated number. So.
Okay.
So one of the places that we work consistently is Marion Krause Instructional Center, which are severe and profound, nonverbal, medically fragile students. And the work that we do there with the paras, with the occupational therapists. On Monday, I did a training for all of the OTs and PTs that work in the GISD, most of them in the Flint School District, training them on this technique, the occupational therapists and physical therapists. But at MCIC alone, I work with 300 students there, 250 students in Elmer Knopf. Last year, when I was here with DTM, I did every student in the school, not just those students in the special education classrooms. That was 650 students I had the opportunity to touch in 2 days in Flint. So this funding also gives us the opportunity. This time it was my first time in Eisenhower. And oh my gosh, the principal, Mr. Thomas, came up afterwards and was like, I have never seen our special education students so engaged in learning, so excited about learning. So we're expanding in the Flint community school.
Did you, well, I'm running out of time.
Any other discussion in the second round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Real quick, so you say you serve 530 students and about 250 of them are Flint, correct?
So 537 students total last year. Keep in mind that he is going into small groups, special education classrooms. For the most part, he's serving like 8 to 15 students, maybe fewer sometimes, depending on your needs. But so that's the estimate I'm giving you is approximately 240 students.
Okay. What other communities do you serve?
Currently, I'm just in Genesee County.
So you serve Grand Blanc, Fenton, Burton, Flushing, Kersley. No, not Kersley.
He works at also specifically Governmental, which also is a center for many different schools in Genesee County.
Okay, so one of my concerns, I know some of my colleagues were very sticklers on not, if you served other communities, and they denied funding for St. Mark's because they fed people in other communities. So, I would love to hear the support from this now, because the children need it. And people learn what we call a multiple intelligence. You can learn from rhyming, singing, visual, touch, the different sensories. But I do know my colleagues have been very sticklers on if your organization just didn't serve Flint, they would not fund it. So I don't know. And I know special education and learning, people learn differently. The Flint Public Schools did receive more funds than we did. And I don't know, where does your other funding come from?
It depends year to year, so.
Okay, what is your budget each year?
For this program?
This program.
In particular?
Yes.
I can get back with you with that information.
No, don't do no. Okay. All right, I know the time is But I listened to my colleagues very carefully, and most of us up here are parents, majority. And so that I think that even if it is not, if it's not because your project is important, we're in budget time. And this budget we have some serious issues. And we're saying to take money from this to another, and colleagues don't support any program outside of Flint, it would be really hypocritical if they decided to for yours. So I yield my time, Madam Chair.
Anyone else? Anyone else in the second round?
So has mine.
You have not spoken in the second round. Did you want to take your time?
Yes, Madam Chair. So, I pretty much said everything that I thought was important to say in the first round. I do want to clarify that the stickler thing definitely was a couple of our colleagues, which was the reason a few of us also decided to be sticklers. But the reality is that who you serve and what you serve, it's Flint students. You're in Flint schools, in the Flint school system. And the work that you do, like my colleagues have stated, a couple of them are parents up here. And so I think they completely understand what it is like to need to advocate for a child, specifically their child. I think they understand the need to have proper education, or at least give them a chance at good education. And so I would appeal and implore to them as parents who have had to advocate for children, as parents who understand what it's like to want your children to succeed regardless of any way that society might view them. I think that it's interesting that we're saying how does this benefit the community in the long run, when I said the first time it benefits the community in the long run because we're not throwing people away. We are not denying them education. We're not denying them socialization. We're giving them an opportunity at a young age to learn how to interact with people even though it's uncomfortable for them, and even though they have barriers to where when things are uncomfortable, it's harder for them to overcome. But if you start it now, you give them an opportunity as they go into junior high to not be thrown away. You give them an opportunity as they go into high school to not be thrown away. You give them an opportunity as they go into adulthood to not be thrown away. You give them an opportunity to have their humanity recognized. That is the bottom line with this. Dr. Spencer, like I told you earlier, seeing you work with those students and seeing how they light up and interact with you, you are building a trust in them and a skill in them that they might not any other way get. And then the fact that you want to then make sure that teachers are trained, which means so when even when you're not around, these students continue to get the proper socialization and skills. That means that 365 days, or how many days they're in school, they're not in school that much. But that also means it gives them the opportunity to teach the parents, to say, here parents, here are some tools for you. So what you've done, if I am, is bring Dr. Spencer in, who has trained parents, who has trained teachers, who will train parents, who will be able to help those children 365 days a year. And that way, children are not left behind or thrown away. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Go ahead.
Thank you to the speakers. My question is, will this 44,000 be specifically used for Flint students?
Yes.
And then also, my other question is, do you guys have like a sustainability plan to utilize these funds to stretch it beyond, once the harbor funds are gone, how do you guys plan on keeping the program up and going?
I'm sorry, I want to clarify, you said for Flint students, Flint residents.
Flint
Yes,
residents.
yeah, so Flint residents for the ARPA funds. Okay, so what was your second question here?
And then the sustainability piece in regards to how would you got the funding potentially lined up so that was already to continue to keep the program once these dollars are used.
So, I would have to get back to you about the sustainability. I am confident that once we begin to track and train and chart the response that students actually be able to show with numbers, not just with stories of what people are seeing, that this will be an incredibly appealing program to support. It's not just about what Dr. Spencer does himself when he comes those 6 weeks out of the year. It's about tracking how arts-based, arts-informed therapy and education can truly make an impact where traditional forms of education have fallen short. And so if we are able to use some of our funding in a way that we can expand the analysis of how this program is working and collect the data, that will create opportunities for us to seek additional funding.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, I'll take my time. So, as we know, all grant funds have to be reported on the numbers of people are served, where they live, all kinds of demographics. And so, Flint residents have to be identified for this program. If you are training teachers to teach in different schools, that is part of that program. Now, is it not true that most of the Flint Institute of Music's money is designated for specific programs? For their endowments?
Yes.
So the endowments don't cover this. You have to go out and get grants to pay for this program. And I know there's an endowment, I believe, for the symphony, an endowment for dance, an endowment for the, I was a member of the elementary symphony when I was a kid. There's endowments for those educational, the youth symphony, and I know that there's also funding for scholarships. So that's where the Institute of Music money goes to support their mission in promoting music in this community. So you are looking for grants to support other items. We did approve a grant for the Institute for another thing. So if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, how these kids reacted, I still wouldn't be for it. And Dr. Spencer, your enthusiasm and how you related to the children, and the children wanted to demonstrate what they learned back to you, and they were telling you about how they loved the money trip that you taught them the last time they were in, and they wanted to share that with you again, and that they went home and they showed their family. That's the interaction. So I'm going to go ahead and support this program. Like I said, if I hadn't seen it, I would be supportive of it. So this is the vote to send resolution 250083,
Madam Chair, I'm sorry, so before you go over, what's our information?
What's your request?
So my request is, so did we just give them say that this money is used exclusively for the program and endowment program, their endowment is not covered there?
Yes, that's what you heard them say.
And then did we also hear them say that this 44,000 goes exclusively to Flint residents, the Flint students that are residents of the city, so no outsiders will receive this money?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me. This is the vote to send resolution 250083 to council.
Madam Chair, I'm bringing Gladys to order.
Miss Williamson. Miss Williamson, you are out of order. This is your warning. Miss Williamson, you have received a warning.
Madam Chair, I would like to have Ms. Gladys Williamson removed from this meeting.
Of course. I'm speaking the truth. 501c3s, 173 501c3s in Flint alone. Too damn many. Too many. I know you ain't gonna put your hands on them.
Madam Chair, we're asking the chief to remove from this meeting.
What's your point?
My point is, have you you as the chair out there for, not the council person, second.
That's your job.
Are you saying one? I do want to remove.
Of course, she gonna say yeah. They'll want it to. Yeah, they'll want to do that.
This is the roll call vote. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Piper? Mr. Jarrett?
No.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 yes, 4 no.
The vote is 4 yes, 4 no, that motion fails. The next resolution is 250131, prevailing wage standards, city funded construction projects, excuse me. Entertain a motion. Go ahead. Okay, there's a motion on the floor to keep 250131 in finance. There's support. Support. It's been moved and properly seconded. This is the vote to keep resolution 250131 in. It was supported, excuse me, the motion was made by the councilman in the 8th ward, supported by the councilwoman in the 6th ward. This is the vote to keep it in.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Piper? Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Donnelly? Vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no, that will stay in finance. The next resolution is 250140, reallocation of ARPA funds, youth job training, safe home summer program. I'll entertain a motion. Yes, Councilwoman in the 7th ward. There's a motion on the floor to send to council. Is there support? Support. It's been supported by the councilman. First ward, is there any discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I'm just gonna put this on the record again. We do not have information on the organizations that will host the youth, nor do we have, information on the organization that will, serve as the fiduciary. Therefore, I will not be supporting this motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry, can you pause the time?
Yes, absolutely. Pause the time, please. That's right.
Thank you. Is there anyone here from the administration? Through you to Mr. Emerson,
Mr. Edwards, is anyone here to address this?
Ed.
No?
Ed.
There is no one.
Mr. Edwards.
I asked Mr. Edwards, Mr. Edwards, please address the lecture, come to the lecture.
That's the light. Clyde is the, he's like the deputy mayor, he's the janitor, he's the secretary, he's the manager, the police chief, part-time mayor.
Hello. So we've been kind of over this already, but could you again, for the record, state why we do not have organizations already, listed for who will be a part of the program?
That was a matter that, at this point, I'm just gonna say it's probably best to take. I just said it probably would be best at this point to just take it because the person that's
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to leave you here.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor by Councilwoman in the seventh ward, supported by Councilman in the first ward, to agree in finance. This is the vote to keep resolution 250140 in finance.
You were asleep.
Ms. Wonder?
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
They
Ms.
gonna-
Jeff? Yes. Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alden? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 3 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 3 no, that stays in finance. The next resolution is resolution 250147, the annual action plan, proposed uses and funding recommendations. U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, block grant and investment partnership, emergency solutions grant funds. I'll entertain a motion. Yes. Motion on the floor by Councilwoman in the fifth ward to move to council for support. It's been supported by the councilman in the first ward. Is there any discussion? Go ahead.
I did separate this, however, I did get my question, answered. So, I don't know if other colleagues have questions, but that's the action for me.
Okay, any other discussion in the first round? Go ahead. Ashley, come forward.
Ashley, I apologize if there was something on the email, but, is there anything that's going to tell us what each of these programs or each of these things are going to be funded for, or what they're going to be funded?
Yes, if you request that through, the administration, I can provide that to you.
Can you provide that?
Yes, of course.
Before Monday?
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Anyone else in the first round? Anyone in the second round?
Madam
Go ahead.
Ashley, did you say I have to, like, me asking you, is that, you never need to send an email?
You can send an email. Well, you requesting through council, I can send it to the administration, to the clerk.
Thank you.
Thank you, Any other discussion in the second round? Seeing none, this is the vote to send resolution 250147 to council.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alden?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Wonder?
Yes.
Vote is yes, no, no.
Vote is 8 yes, 0 no, that motion passes. There's a motion to adjourn. Councilman in the 8th ward, supported by the councilman in the 1st ward.
Ms. Shannon? Yes. Mr. Pfeiffer?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Mr. Allen? Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Can't wait to get that guy.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
They over there.
The one that say yes, zero, no. This meeting is adjourned at 6:30.
This one right here, governmental. Oh, this ain't like gonna be real point.
Okay, to the audience, if you want to speak at this next committee meeting, you need to fill out a speaker slip if you haven't already done so. You've already done a slip, you don't have to fill out another slip.
Davina, you done coming? You done coming? Davina, don't hit me back. You done coming? Yeah, yeah. Get your ass back downstairs and count them again. Oh, America, come say hi to them.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty
I
good,
got my
lady.
dress a little short. I'm sorry, Ariel.
Hey, you ain't sorry. It looks good to me. You got legs.
Thank you.
Hey, what lady you? I remember the time you had the interview. It's on. Are we out live? Oh, come on in. Good evening, America. This is our Mr. Gordon from Flint. As you see, the people from another county come in here and try to, like, introduce Mr. Magic to the special kids in Flint. They're already special because they drunk that poison water. Now they're messing with the special education. Like introducing that stuff to Eisenhower. Eisenhower were kids. The principal said they were so excited how the student was enthused of it because Eisenhower said he will return, and that's got a way of easing prayer back into the school after Madam O'Hara took the prayer out of school. Quiet is kept because they don't want to teach the kids about magic trick that Jesus wasn't no trick. That Jesus told his disciples, they told where the money at? He said the money's in the fish mouth. And he went down there, that's the closest thing to teaching them special kids about magic in Flint. And they don't want to talk to Flint because Madam O'Hara took the prayer out of school. They ain't got it back in yet. So stay tuned, America. You're going to see some more stuff in this city that covered up prejudice and racism and everything else coming to the forefront of Flint. Stay tuned. Y'all got to do. All right, Mr. Gordon from Flint,
Michigan. In Flint alone, you go get that money from my college or my foundation or just to mention two. Now there's 173 501c3s. You get that money for them. Don't come gaslighting the people of Flint. That's what they did. They all sat up there gaslighting the people of Flint.
Miss Black speaks out. I'm glad you're not afraid to speak out.
You're whining and crying about, we don't care about these kids. You're a liar. We care about these kids.
And so should the Flint Community School Board.
That's right, and you go talk to the president of the Flint City School Board. What does she think? Hey, look, it was worth me getting put out. Hey,
Yeah,
look.
but you back.
Huh?
But you back.
Okay.
You back. and give them more hell. Hey, is Jen out? Oh no, they sitting me out. I guess he just got out.
Come on, it's Jan out. Look at the window.
But somebody lying in the trap. They frustrated.
The time is now 6:37 p.m. on Wednesday, May 7th. I call this legislative committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
She should be ashamed for that way. That's all.
Liddell. Look at Liddell here.
Dr. Lewis. Present.
She got that Elvis look.
That's Snow, quit putting up them old ass videos. You got people thinking that
Ms. Carter. Ms. Carter. Present. Ms. Jackson. Present. Ms. Piper. Ms. Vera. Present. Ms. Priestley. Ms. Raymond. Present. 8 members present. I do want to remind everyone that they are subject to the disorderly person city code subsection. Are there any requests for agenda changes and or additions? Seeing as how there are no requests for agenda changes or additions, it's time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the city council or its committees must register before the meeting begins. A box was placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection and registration. No additional speaker or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment, with only 1 speaking opportunity per speaker. First public speaker, Madam Clerk.
I was like, you need to go home and go to bed.
First speaker is
Good evening, council. I'm our elemental. For the record, I'm also special education kids. They was in here talking about special stuff, and I know the Boy Scouts was in here, and they had these microphones on, filming all this stuff, and Mr. Bucket said, we broke all this up, all this stuff, right here in the middle of the city hall. You get to these people always talking about, you want me? They put that over the special stuff out, 4 against 4. And, as a matter of fact, I'm one of them special room kids. When I was in the world, they ain't been in the special room when we were on second at graduate school. I didn't know what a special room was. Everybody got mixed up to them special room kids. But I'm talking back to them kids because they was, when the lady talking about, you kids ain't gonna get a dishwashing job. When you get into the little dude, you heard that? People got in the little platform and feminine. And another dude right here, but the leader of the back thought they were money like this recently doing, trying to squeeze that stuff in like she did her nephew. Only one walk around saying all over the M6, you got backwards in their trouble. Thought he was getting away with something until they got checked. These guys have done away because he can't walk in the public with a racket. One of them beat up so bad out there, they got right across the street now, look. He actually had a rifle. He thought it was a little kid. He said something, but I don't want to read it right here because Flint is so beat. The dude, little kid, beat the dude for 5 minutes, all of them went on and died. It'll take 2 weeks. So anyway, I'm not talking about that. A lot the voting situation is when, like, they go with the mic over there. I call it John because they don't use the name of part-time. But you don't know back into the next guy, something like that, man. All that, buddy. You know it. And this burns. I like to you address this take care of outside people. I don't want to see what I'm saying in the Bible, but this Bible actually want to read. Took that ass in the money, and they thought we got to take this because they got that so they just call me everything. And you know what? You're going to be like me back. In the casket, carrying the people right up the seat and keep on. So let back the casket. Thank you.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Renee Anderson.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Renee Anderson.
You said Renee Anderson? I think she might be gone. Next public speaker.
Oh, can we take your pass?
Carolyn Grundy.
They left.
You said,
They left.
you said, what was the name?
Carolyn Grundy.
Sandy Jobin.
Carolyn Grundy.
She left.
Sandy Jobin.
Next public speaker.
George Grundy.
George Grundy. Next public speaker.
Doug Matthews.
Doug Matthews. Next public speaker.
Lottie Durrett.
Lottie Durrett.
Gone.
Next public speaker.
Gladys Williamson.
Gladys Williamson.
All right. You people, you try and gaslight the people here, and you sit up, Louis, and try and make it sound like, oh, we don't like the kids that are autistic. You are a liar, and you gaslight us to get this money, and there's 173 501c3s. And where is the president of the Board of Education? Get her butt up here. You know, where's she funding all her money? And just like Dennis said, all the millions of dollars and the $40,000 per child.
More.
It's not like these autistic children aren't getting $44,000 too.
They're getting more.
They are. They're getting.
They're getting more.
Please pause the time. I am going to ask residents to refrain from yelling out. It is her time at the lectern. She is the only one speaking. Go ahead, Ms. Williamson.
And I would appreciate it if you would take time to gaslight the people that are watching to make us look like we don't have no feelings or no heart. Because shame on you. We got more heart than you got. You sit up and you launder money and you take all this ARPA money. And did any of it go on the people of Flint? That would be a solid no. No. And shame on you. But I have nothing else. I'm just up here to set the record straight. We love our autistic children. And they deserve every benefit that we can give them. with the taxpayers of Flint. We pay taxes that fund all this stuff already. So when you double dip on us, of course we're gonna act like, no, wait a minute. And you can sit up and you can pull me out, but I ain't going too far. You can keep your face down if you want. Yeah, I'm specifically talking about you and that speech you made. We don't care about these kids. You are a liar. We care about these kids. You're the one that don't care about the kids. And I appreciate everything.
Thank you. Next public speaker, Beverly Biggs. She has declined. Next public speaker.
She all right, she gonna talk at
Corey
once.
Moore. Corey Moore, I believe he left. Next public speaker. Next speaker is James Moore. James Moore.
Uh-oh.
It's been a while since I've been down here. I don't want to see the dog dead. It's gonna be a way, I'm just glad to see that. I can see Beverly Biggs for being. Out there engaging people.
Who got 50,000?
And that's how you engage them. That's why knocking on their doors.
Quorum got 50,000. Who got 50,000?
And,
Tito, you
just
got
want to
50,000?
say, I'm hearing a lot of new changes that's going to be coming up. Unfortunately, we said it would happen. Hopefully, so we can start getting this here to go in favor for the residents of the
I
city.
know that's right for the residents.
Because we got to start putting our people first. That's what they pledge to. Thank you.
All right, James.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk. Next speaker is Tanya Jones. Tanya Jones.
All right, the second girl.
Good evening. I'm here. I have an autistic son that I've been advocating for. He got me out here. God is good. And Candace, you're so passionate on autism. Okay? But my son that respected you highly, you didn't even remember your church member. That I'm very open-minded. I give freedom of choice. That's why I'm doing my these meetings. But you're so passionate. Oh, autism. He's 31 years old, but you don't remember only if he was in church. Ain't that amazing? My son right now is addicted to meth. 31. And I'm a lover out here. But church members, guess what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to hear outside of church. So autism, when you speak on autism, shut the fuck up.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll. 29.8. Any person at a council meeting may be called to order by the president or council member for failure to be germane, for vulgarity, or for speaking in excess of the allotted time, or any other violations of these rules. Any person who is called to order shall yield the floor until the chair shall have determined whether he or she is in order. If a person is determined to be out of order, that person must yield the floor and forfeit any remaining time. Thank you for your time. Next public speaker. All right, there is an appeal to the ruling, and there was a support. It was appealed by the councilwoman in the 6th ward and probably supported by the councilwoman in the 5th ward. Please place 1 minute on the clock for the councilwoman in the 6th ward.
So, when people like her call big, sleazy, and everything, you're fine. But she has made several, and unfortunately, y'all call us that, and they use that word, Madam Vice President.
And so you can't say that these are words that you haven't heard or even used in these council chambers. So when people are sitting, you want us to sit here quietly, and Doug said things that everything, but he's a 7th Ward resident, you support him, and that's that. But you didn't bring him to, 29.2, you didn't read that, And so there's a different treatment.
What is your point?
Just further information, I can call them on that.
Please continue your time.
So I think that word has been used, because you used it towards Councilwoman Winfrey Carter in April of 2024. So I mean, let's move on. It's a new day, people voted.
Thank you. It is now my time, Madam Clerk. So let's be very clear. I read the rule 29.8 and 29.9 says any person who's called to order shall yield the floor until the chair shall have determined whether or not she is in order. If a person determined to be out of order, that person must yield the floor for any remaining time. The chair, that would be me, has made her determination. The rule is the rule. And I also want to correct you because when Mr. Matthews cursed, I was the one who brought it to Judy's attention. But thank you for knowing everything. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Right now.
Mr. Earl is brother.
That red lipstick gonna be all over.
No.
Ms. Teresa? Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Shab?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
The vote is 4 yes, 3 no.
The vote is 4 yes, 3 no. The ruling of the chair stands. Next, public speaker, Madam Clerk.
She don't get to finish. They changed the rules. They changed the rules. They always change the rules. They always change the rules. Exactly.
The next speaker
They always change the
is
rules.
Jason, We the People.
They took their time. Yeah, but Shakira though.
You gotta have
Don't
5
worry.
Hey, guess what? This is the first time I've ever gave consent, kinda. And I'm happy about it. The only reason I did it is these people here need to see how to hold you accountable. Guess what you do, guys? It's called their oath of office. Every single elected public official holds an oath of office. That oath states they are bound by the United States Constitution and Bill of Rights. Number one. Number two, they all have surety bonds. You guys know what surety bonds is? You probably don't. Well, I'm going to educate you. Surety bonds is a similar situation to a contractor who comes to your house and he messes something up, and then you go sue his insurance, and his insurance pays for it. Yes, his city attorney don't like this. Well, guess what? The surety bonds pay for it. When you violate people's rights, you can put a claim against their surety bond. And then the surety bond does their investigation. The surety bond will say, yes, that was unconstitutional. $50. It's not even you who do a lawsuit, it's you who violated it. So whoever violates, we're going to litigate. I'm tired of it.
What's his name?
People. Now let's get to this. Let the record reflect. I'm exercising my rights under the First Amendment, and any attempt to silence me is a violation of the Constitution. Title 42, 1983. Your oath of office, you swore to uphold the Constitution, not your agenda, not your feelings, and not your political opinions. Now look at this one carefully. I will be defending every one of your rights of office, except for you, Candace. You stood up for me the people, so I'm going to leave you alone. But I'm going to be all your oaths of office, and I'm going to be requesting your surety bond information. I'm going to request your campaign finances. I'm going to request your finance records, your personal communications used for public business. You use your cell phone for public business? That's for you. And I'm going to get it. We're coming, and I'm tired of it. And this is going to help in the Michigan Supreme Courts, not just the Supreme Court. That's the state Supreme Court. So if you want to play your little, we're bound to the state of Michigan Constitution and not the federal, which is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Article 6, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution. Any law made repugnant to this United States Constitution renders itself null and void on its face. No duty to enforce, no duty to obey. You understand that? I'm not here to beg, I'm here to warn you. If you're violating your oath, obstructing public comment, hiding records, retaliating against dissident, you're exposing yourself to personal liability under federal law. And I'm sure you're very familiar with 42 U.S.C. 1983. It's not a good one for public officials. I will be filing FOIA requests for anybody who wants it. I will help everybody in any way possible. I will give my phone number to anybody who needs it. I am here for the people. You won't silence the public no more. That's tyranny. And tyranny becomes law. You don't need to compete. I didn't sign up for this council. I like change the
Excuse me.
Yes?
I have sat there, I have not uttered one word, and no one else was speaking. I have decided I'm gonna bring my backpack, my water bottle, and my keys, because I might get out of here. I just want to say, when the doctor was up here speaking about his program, it hurt my feelings, and I can say I don't always agree with a lot of council people up here, and some know more than, but when I agree with a council person that I know I don't usually agree with, there's something wrong. I stopped coming down here to these meetings to protect my peace and keep myself out of jail. When the doctor was speaking on the autistic kids, it struck a nerve with me. Well, why? Not only because I have a nephew that don't live nowhere near Michigan with a special need. I work in the field. Every day, 8 to 5 o'clock, I deal with special needs individuals. And if you don't work in the field, shut your mouth, shut your damn mouth, and you don't work with these people. They start off as the little people, and they grow up to be the big people, the grown people, 25, 26, 32, 42, 52, 78, with autism and other special needs that I'm dealing with, and I'm trying to get on track. And for people to be so, and so what if it's in the city of Flint? These monies, I don't give a damn. I'm trying to pay my bills. Look, I don't give a shit, cut off all of that. I'm not coming out here begging council for a dime. And look, it don't matter to me. What matters to me is that people being so selfish because you don't really deal with a person with autism or a special needs. I don't care. I don't either, but from 8 to 5 every day, I'm paid to deal with them. And look, you guys, I got paid or not, I'ma still deal with them. And for people to say, oh, the city of Flint, those people need those other communities and come into the city of Flint where I have to try to fix them. And there's no fixing but to help them and to support them instead of throwing them away. I think it's a bunch of bullshit that you won't get them.
Thank you, that is your time. Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
The final speaker for this meeting is Mary Wright.
There she go.
Mary Wright.
Are you saying Mary Wright or Wright?
Right.
Mary Wright.
Go.
That is it. Seeing as how that was the final public speaker, is there anyone who wishes to speak during council response?
Me?
Councilwoman in the second ward.
Thank you. And Ms. Green, I just want to comment to your passion about dealing with the autistic children community. You know, it looks like it's something bigger than money, because when the Flint Institute came, they answered every single question that we had. They had a concern that this money was going to service outside from residents. They were told that it would not. They had concern that this money could come from the endowment fund, because they had millions of dollars. We were told that they could not, that could not. So every concern that they had was addressed, but they still chose to vote against this program that deals with kids with special needs. This is what happened in real time. So I understand the frustration when you deal with the community day in and day out. I understand when you can actually see, touch, and feel the people who will receive these funds. I understand that. And I also understand, this precedent was set forth by our colleagues, the councilmen in the 9th Ward and 8th Ward. They want to know specifically, are these dollars only going to Flint residents? But then all of a sudden, they want to switch it up when it came down to St. Mark's. But now we want to go back to the Flint Institute of Music. At the end of the day, we stand on what we stand on. St. Mark's admitted that they service people in Flushing and outside the city of Flint with his voice. So therefore, according to Mr. Jerry, they don't qualify for the money because we only get money for Flint. It's unfortunate that we can't serve our special needs children. We are for our young people, but I tell you who didn't, the people that voted in favor of that program. So please continue to fight, and I hope more residents come down here. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response? Seeing so there's no one else who wishes to speak during council response, I'll take my time. Ms. Tanya Jones, I believe she's still in the hallway. I believe I addressed this last week when I said, or maybe 2 weeks ago, when I said that I didn't know your son. I said that I didn't know your son. I said I did not know you. And so when you showed me a picture of your son, I was clear on who your son is. I do not know you because I did not see you at church with your son. I saw your son at church. Furthermore, I also explained that that is not what I called him. He has a nickname around here. I don't have to lie. Please stop screaming out because that's your warning. As I was saying, again, and this is the last time that I will address it, I acknowledged last week that I misspoke when you showed me a picture of your son. I do know your son, but because you are not at church with your son, I don't know you. So that's why when you came up here saying I knew your son, I wasn't familiar with whom you were speaking on. Madam Clerk? All right, is somebody else taking over for her? She needs to go turn the light on.
Nothing is said. You are the problem. I ain't mad at it. Find the power that be.
All right, thank you. We are moving on. Madam Clerk. We're moving on to the consent agenda. What is the pleasure of the body? Councilwoman in the 4th Ward. This has been moved and properly supported. Can we separate? All right, we're going to separate this item. The Economic Development team has asked that this stay in here until the next committee meeting. So someone can make that motion. Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
Motion to 250148
Roll call. It's been moved by the councilwoman in the 4th Ward, supported by the councilman in the 1st Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley? Yes. Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Mrs. Bass? Yes. Mr. Piper? Mr. Jarrett?
Mr. Holly.
I'm on the agenda trying to get this money.
Vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no for ordinance 250148-2, which is the ordinance code amendment, ordinance chapter 25, community development, article 1, community benefits agreement, section 25-1 to 25-7 states here, legislative committee, what is the pleasure of the body? There's been a motion to adjourn by the councilman in the 8th ward, is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilman in the 1st ward, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Murphy Carter? Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Shad?
Yes.
Piper? Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Vote 7 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 7 yes, 0 no. The time is now 7:06 p.m. This legislative committee meeting is adjourned.
You got a man meeting? Huh?
They got 3.
Oh, they got 3.
We got a finance committee.
Once again, speaker slips have been put out, if you want to speak at this meeting, and you have not gone to speaker slip, now it's time to do so.
No, they got one more meeting. Cocksucker. I'm finna press charges on him.
Really? You gonna get all these grandkids?
I'm finna press charges on him.
You gonna press some charges on
I'm
them?
finna tell my cousin, bro.
I told you to forget our body stuff.
I'm back with this stuff. Flint ain't running one. Flint gonna be broke with all these lawsuits.
You have the Constitution, you have the freedom, you have the I thought I was a bad girl. Jason beat the people, he's a bad boy. Because he come breathing fire.
And now they over there huddling because they nervous.
Right. Yeah, they're huddling. They're huddling now. We got them sweating bullets.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
It's the last meeting.
All right, they like, Bird, who you going to talk to Texas? Come here. She said already, the peanut butter told me already. I just came back here because I saw her.
Don't be out here stressing one day.
So poppycock.
Cut that pork juice too. Okay, you ain't been drinking pop or nothing, nigga. Right there.
The time is now 7:14 on Wednesday, May 7th. I call this Governmental Operations Committee meeting to order. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Allen. Present. Present.
Ms. Priestley? Ms. Winfrey Carter? Ms. Barnes Carter? Mr. Jack? Mr. Jarrett? You have 7 members present?
We have 7 members present. I do want to remind everyone that you are subject to the disorderly persons code subsection. Are there any requests for agenda changes and revisions? Seeing as how there are no requests, it's now time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the city council or its committee must register before the meeting begins. A box will be placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public will have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment. Only one speaking opportunity per speaker. First public speaker, Madam Clerk.
First speaker is R.L.
I do want to remind everyone that we are in the middle of a meeting. There's someone who has to speak after at the lectern, and that all voices should either be in the hallway or at a reasonable volume so that we can hear Mr. Mitchell. Go ahead, Mr. Mitchell.
If you stop talking like go ahead. You got your way, don't recognize people. You got that? Now get hey, the bill, stop the clock, and you got another business back.
No, sir, your time is going. Let's go.
Okay, fine. And for the record, about the student council people who interrupt the people who get their house took from the street, outside people buying up all the houses on the street, I think it says something about one ward, the ward talks about, see my work, he in but he got to the office for this before Tarzan put a fire in the middle of the road after we found out who won the third board, who really supposed to be sitting in that tree. You or you know what, and all that. You know what he's saying, you know, he's dealt with. And everybody who stopped the truck rest of the city, like Tarzan had talked with us, you know. Him curiosity over there was there. Somebody asked me to fill the gas. Somebody asked me one of that too. I mean, well, get tired of the same thing. And the lawyer over there, don't speak up because nobody asked them that. They want you to be like that. Look, sir, because you probably got more knowledge than any lawyer in think, but they don't want action. Just because the dude just say everybody up in it, it's you in the life. You ain't just that yet. The vice president will just that. You know, he's been stoned, really know that. You know, he's just that anyway, the schedule with the money stuff. In the meanwhile, while we're going through all this computer rock campaign, send us some money to the mailbox before we can have some money to look forward to all the people who got poison. We can do that with the rest before August, so when we get 2 months. And you people make it all up as you go. Like War 2 over there. You came in the down the other day, and nobody knows who she was. The old timers getting up in the corner, and they were talking to her, and then they got curious all of a sudden because he answered every word they were talking. But I got to say the truth because you done make somebody the purpose. I already have 8 breakfasts, and I didn't want to get too greedy. Got going. The money, that's what I'm saying. Put the money in the man. I want. See what I mean? So that's fucking what's saying people. I'm telling you stuff. What's that? I keep going back. Stay out.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
Is Renee Anderson?
You said Renee Anderson? I believe she is gone. Next public speaker. I believe they left as well. Next public speaker. He left as well. Next public speaker. She left as well. Next public speaker.
Gladys Williamson.
Gladys Williamson.
I'm here. Because I want to be heard. That's right, I'm going to be heard. Louis, you just keep your head down because you deserve to have your head down. I'm going to show you how to do it. Yeah, you need to put your head down too. And Judy Priestley, you just don't look up. Stay on your phone, Judy. I'm gonna start calling you, stay on your phone, Judy. Yeah. And I think the meeting went really good today. I think that people got up and stayed around to speak their minds. And I gotta say, when the people have had enough, and we're gonna stand up. There's Jedediah across the Yeah, there's gonna be a new sheriff in town. And then you despicable four, then you're gonna see your day coming. Because those seats do not have your name on them. Those seats belong to the people of Flint. And we're gonna take them back. Because the seats don't belong to you, they belong to us. That's it. And when you start caring about the people of Flint, instead of what's going in your back pocket, what's going in your back pocket, because you can sit up and I'm telling you, I hope there's gonna be an account of all this money. When we get the 5 people in, that we can get an account for all the money that's been spent. I hope to see you nasty four sitting right over there where Jenny is. But you know what? Yeah, thank you. At least you can look up. At least you can look up. But you know what? You people are gonna get what you got coming to you. Got it? Bunch of skanks.
The next speaker is Beverly Biggs Levy. She has declined. Next public speaker.
He's sitting there winking at me. That's my favorite.
Next speaker is Corey Moore.
Corey Moore has left the building. Next public speaker.
Next speaker is James Moore.
James Moore.
He's somebody. Come on, James.
I wish I could say that I work with everyone, but I haven't.
On your phone, Judy.
And to do a little bit more, but those that I have worked with, I'm looking forward to working more with them this springtime. It's a new chance to get out and do some cleaning up. I appreciate working with Leon. I appreciate working with the individuals. I appreciate working with Quincy Murphy. You know, Quincy was hard working out there. Grass, very trying to make our city look better. And out of the 9 wards and 1 mayor, that was the issue. Instead, individually, that we could just have a clean up Flint day. It was so much better. If we just cleaned it up in front of our own house, it would help this city look a lot better. So I'm looking forward to working with you all and working with our residents because we live here, no one else lives, let's clean Flint up.
Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Tanya Jones.
Tanya Jones, I believe she left. Next public speaker.
Next speaker is Jason We the People.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Jason, we the people.
Please do not yell out. Madam Clerk, what was that? Jason We the People.
All right, so I want to start this by giving you guys a little bit of help right here. You think you can silence we the people because we cuss? Are you kidding me? First off, Article 6, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution. I said it before, I'm going to say it again, it's my favorite. Any law made repugnant to the United States Constitution renders itself null and void out of space, no duty to enforce, no duty to obey. Let's get into the First Amendment. Religion. Freedom of religion, assembly, what we're doing, press, what we're doing, petition, what we're doing, and speech, what we're doing. Let me remind you of Columbia, California, 1971 case law. You should be familiar with this from an attorney. He wore a shirt in the Supreme Court that said, fuck the draft, and the Supreme Court upheld his
Please pause the time.
Yeah, pause it, violate me, because I'm going to come for the bonds. Do it.
Please pause the
First
time.
Amendment protected activity. First Amendment protected activity. Redress grievances to my government. I can say what I want. I can say the bad words. I can sit up here and say fuck for 3 times if I want. There ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I can sign it. That right there is
on though. They got them. They done.
Mr. We the People.
Yeah, I'm here.
Perfect. Any person, and this is Council Rule 29.8, any person at a council meeting may be called to order by the president or any council member for failure to be germane, for coherent, or for speaking in excess of the allotted time or any other violation of these rules. Rule 29.9, can we please, officers? The people that were right there in your ear, not him. Rule 29.9, any person who is called to order shall yield the floor until the chair shall have determined whether he or she is in order. If a person is determined to be out of order, the person must yield the floor and forfeit any remaining time. Mr. We the People, we find ourselves at an impasse. We can stop and go where, or we can have a seat. Whichever one you want. There you go. Please start this time.
The only reason I obliged right then is because I'm tired of you people using these boys in blue back here like they're your personal bodyguards. This is not constitutional. They are who you people are against. They are us. They uphold our constitutional rights. And they can be held accountable too. To put them in a position to violate constitutional rights, to get their jobs stripped, to get their qualified immunity stripped, which should be your immunity stripped. That's what those guns are for. I'm sure you're very familiar with that. And I'm tired of it. This is not how we operate in the United States of America, period. This is one of the most corrupt, I ain't seen nothing like this in my life. I've been all over the state. This is absolutely crazy. I'm here to help these people for free. And back to the vulgarities. Does your little rules trump my constitutional rights? Do you not have a Supreme Court? Do you have no authority in the Supreme Court? Do you have no Clarence rights safe on the draft? Do you have
Can we go ahead and stop this time?
You trump the Supreme Court. You trump the Supreme Court. Do you think you trump the Supreme Court? Do you think you trump the Supreme Court?
Please step away.
Do you think you trump the Constitution? Fuck no!
Officer.
Escort me out, they're going to lose qualified immunity. They're politely asking me, and I'm going to politely comply. And I'm saying this on the record because this record's coming. Trust me. So, absolutely, we stand. We stand with our law enforcement. We're tired of the victimized. Stick to fire.
All right, next public speaker, Madam Clerk. All right, that's your warning, sir, in the blue hat. Awesome. You can now exit the building. Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
It's over, baby. It's over.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk. I believe she left. Next public speaker. You said Mary Bright? Mary Bright.
Come on, Rick, baby. You gotta get here. I need my shit. Hurry up. You said 10 minutes. It's been 9 already. Hurry up.
Mary Wright, Fifth Ward. Got a question for all councilors. How long have you guys looked at everybody that decided to come here to get paid?
I'm sorry, can you please pause the time? We should interrupt on her time.
Who's kicked out? Who's not?
The one in the blue hat is kicked out.
All right, who has the order?
You were not sitting All right, next public speaker, Madam Clerk. I'm sorry, that's her time. Can you start, Miss Mary's time, right? Go ahead, Miss Mary.
As I was saying, I'm Mary Wright, 5th Ward, and this is to all the council members. The word is out. That come to Flint, make up anything you want and get some money. I'm not understanding why the ARPA funds are allocated to everything but what they were supposed to be for. I want to know how long y'all gonna let everybody come in here, make up whatever they want to make up to get some money. $50,000, $40,000, $75,000. Y'all passing out money like this water running out of the faucet. We need the money here. We, the people in this city, need that money. That's what was allocated for. Not to pass out to every little, whoever come up here. I made a t-shirt. I need 50,000. Y'all grab it. Stop. It's enough. We need it here. It's so many dilapidated buildings around here. It's horrible. We walked the streets the other day. So much black. Where's the money going? Stop letting go out the window, people. We need it right here. If y'all ain't go out the window, you slide it in your pockets. Yeah. Put your money where it goes. We here in Flint, we need that money. You can see right now. Any day we can choose. We can tell them the money. I'm giving to everybody else. That's not frivolous. Everything and everybody. Stop. Everything that everything. I have people up here with money for school. The schools, look at how much money we got people charters everywhere. Now they close all the schools. Yeah, we got 200. That's nothing. We got 1,000 people around here who want to charter schools. We can say that we had all we want, I know. We got charter schools, not regular schools. How many public schools we got?
No.
The wrong hand and the wrong direction. Please, put the money where it needs to go. That's all I'm asking.
Thank you. Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
Is he removed from me?
The last speaker for this meeting.
No, he was removed from the lectern, not the meeting.
Okay.
And the last speaker for this meeting is Sandra Allen.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good. So, first of all, as far as money goes, as far as not caring for the disability or autism people, and it's not just autism. My son is a quadriplegic, so I do know that the schools get extra money for the handicap. If that's correct. So they already get extra money for the handicap. So for you to turn around and funnel this money and give it back again to schools that are failing, you're doing nothing but indoctrinating, not educating these folks. That's why we have the society we have. We have traitors up there. We ain't even call them rhinos anymore. They're friggin' traitors. Newburgh, just to give you a little history, you should look it up and see what's going to happen. Because Flint, Genesee County, is about ready to find out who is right and who is wrong. And all these LLC companies, well, they're getting exposed right now too. Because all you have to do is open an LLC and you get money funneled to you. Yeah. Unless you're a church that doesn't obey the rules, kneel down to you, then you don't want to feed the people. You guys are a laughing joke, man. You guys are a joke. And then you turn around and talk about me. You can't talk about me face to face, but you wait until I get out into the highway and call me an outsider. Man, I live in Genesee County. I am not an outsider. Because this isn't just your city it's happening to. It is happening in Burton. It is happening in Davidson. And it is happening in Grand Blanc and wherever else Genesee County covers. So don't call me an outsider again. I am here to stand with the people and show and help and do whatever I possibly can to get rid of the stupid God dang society system that you guys have. You got the felons watching the kids.
All right, is there anyone else? Is there anyone who would like to speak in council response?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, you got the floor. Councilman in the second ward.
Thank you so much. So I would like to address this to the outsider. What we have is.
My name is Sandy, it's not outside.
Please bring to the board.
Yeah, could you please stop yelling? Thank you.
All right. So she doesn't.
You had your time at the lectern. Please stop yelling now. Thank you. You do not have the floor. All right, that's your first warning. That's your first warning. Officer, thank you for joining us this evening. That is your time. You are released from this meeting. Thank you.
Just because she says officer, what do you get? Don't mean nothing.
Yeah, you are. You're in a fighting stance, and you can't kick me out. Oh, be quiet.
All righty, Dr. Lewis, please continue.
Thank you so much. Although I would like to entertain such, I would like for our guests to be mindful that any gripe that she may have, that she's at leisure to take it up with the county commission to serve the entire county. We're here to serve the business of the city of Flint. So if you're doing business with the city, if you live within the city limits, this is who we are here to serve it. So to hear someone that does not live in the city of Flint talking about the city of Flint, and preferring himself as a resident of Genesee County, this is clearly the wrong meeting. So I would like to encourage her to please go to the county website and find out when they're having county meetings. Because, again, we do not need any disruptions. We are here to talk about the business of the city of Flint and the city of Flint only. If we would like to discuss county things, we need to look up the county meeting and go to the meetings and govern ourselves accordingly. And I believe I would just leave that, and also this too on speaking. We need to make sure that all your members are not interfering with the police doing their work. You will be arrested. You can be arrested for that. So that the police do their work. If you interfere, you may go downtown with them. So let's stay out the way, step out of the way. It is not for residents or for Mr. R.L. you being brought to order. It's not for residents or for council people to show up on the scene and interfere with police work. If you're doing that, you're stepping outside your scope of duty and you shall be arrested as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in council response? Seeing how there's no one else who wishes to speak in council response, I believe Mr. Andrew is still outside. Welcome to Flint. And now that we've established that, welcome to Flint. I believe my colleague said it best because there were a lot of county concerns that you named. The county building is down the street now, I believe. And as my colleague stated, you can find out at what time their meeting starts online. Miss Mary, though, on a very serious note, I 100% agree with you about the blight and the blighted buildings. I agree with you about the many buildings, houses that we see that are caught on fire, that were caught on fire, and now they're just sitting there. We wholeheartedly share your sentiment. We push every day to figure out how we can get those blighted buildings demolished, whether it is commercial or residential. And so I do think that you bring up a very good point. I hope that my colleagues as well as administration as well as the land bank is listening to you when you say that it looks a mess. And you are 100% correct in the fact that the buildings should be demolished. If they're privately owned, then the private owner should be held to demolishing those buildings. I agree. If the city has to demolish it, then the city should charge them. But we do deserve a better environment. We do not deserve looking at those blighted buildings. Children do not deserve to grow up thinking blighted buildings are the norm. So, Ms. Mary, I hope everyone heard you, whether it is my colleagues, the administration, whether it's the think, like you said, we all need to come together and figure out how to get rid of all of those blighted buildings. Again, whether it is residential or commercial, it is an eyesore, and we deserve better than to look at that. So thank you very much, Ms. Ned. I hope everyone heard her. Madam Clerk, I will yield the rest of my time. It is now time to move on to the consent agenda. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the fourth ward.
I move to send the consent agenda to council.
It's been moved by the councilwoman in the fourth ward and supported by the councilman in the first ward. Are there any separations? Complete separations called for by the councilman in the eighth ward. So as we move on to resolution 250118-T, which is the charitable gaming license for Uncle Phil's Adventures in Philanthropy. What is the pleasure of the body? Councilwoman in the fourth ward. Okay, it's been moved to council. Is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilman in the first ward. Is there discussion? Councilman in the eighth ward, you have the floor. Is there anyone here who can speak on the charitable gaming license for Uncle Phil's Adventure in Philanthropy? I don't believe there is, Councilman. All righty. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak in the first round of discussion? Councilwoman in the fourth ward.
Yes, from my recollection, Uncle Phil's Adventures in Philanthropy only needs a gaming license because he is holding an event inside the city. They are not servicing the residents of the city, as far as I know. If they are, okay, great, I'm glad of that. But they do have other things that they service, and all we need to do is approve that they are, that we will give them the opportunity to do that fundraising.
Is there thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Since there is no one else in the first round of discussion, I do believe our colleagues' concern is that they just want to talk to them and know about the fundraising event that they are doing. Thank you, Dennis. And so, since no one is here and we cannot hear anything about it, we can move on to the second round, where I'll entertain a motion. There's been a motion made to leave this here in committee. Is there support? Moved and properly supported by the councilman in the first ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Alami? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Priestley? Yes. Mr. Carter is not in. Ms. Burns is not in. Ms. Jack?
Yes.
Mr. Piper? Mr. Garrett?
Yes.
Yes, zero
The
no.
vote is 6 yes, 0 no. Resolution 250118-T, which is the charitable gaming license for Uncle Phil's Adventures in Philanthropy, stays in government ops.
That's what I was
Moving
saying.
on to appointments. Appointment 250061-T, reappointment to the Early Board of Hospital Manager, Charlotte Edwards. What is the pleasure of the body? Councilman in the first ward.
I'd like to move this resolution 250061C.
There's been a motion to move it to council. Is there support? Support. Moved and properly supported by the councilman in the second ward. Is there discussion? Councilman in the eighth ward, you have the floor.
There is no, resume attached to this one, so I want to support this.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like the floor in the first round of discussion? Councilwoman in the fourth ward, you have the floor.
Through you to the city clerk.
Go ahead.
Davina, I know that this is not the first time that this appointment's been on the agenda. Is there a reason why we still do not have her resume?
I believe I requested it when it appeared before. I haven't heard back, but I'll follow up.
Is there a resume that was attached to her original appointment? No? Okay. So she was appointed without a resume already once. And she served on this board for 5 years? That's the term, right? 5 years?
Yes, because I was looking at probably, had a full term last time.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one else in the first round of discussion, anyone in the second round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one in the second round of discussion, this is the roll call vote for 250061-T, which is the reappointment to the Hurley Board of Hospital Managers, Charlotte Edwards. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Dr. Lewis.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley. Yes. Mr. Carter is not in. Carter is not in. Ms. Michelle.
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer. Mr. Jarrett.
Yes.
Mr. Allen. The vote is 5 yes, 1 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 1 no. That appointment 250061-T, reappointment to the Hurley Board of Hospital Manager Charlotte Edwards has been moved to council. Moving on to appointment 250096-T, which is the reappointment to the Hurley Board of Hospital Managers, Deandra Larkin. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the first ward.
I'd like to make a motion to move 250096 to council.
There is a motion to move to council. Is it support? Moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the fourth ward. Is there discussion? In the first round. Is there discussion in the second round? Seeing as how there is no discussion, Madam Clerk, this is the roll call vote to move to council.
Ms. Priestley. Yes. Mr. Carter is not in. Mr. Barnes is not in. Ms. Michelle.
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett.
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Dr. Lewis.
Yes.
Vote is 6 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 6 yes, 0 no. Appointment 250096-T, reappointment to the Hurley Board of Hospital Managers, Deandra Larkin, has been moved to council. Moving on to 250133-T, which is the appointment to the Hurley Board of Hospital Managers, Dr. Khaled Ahmed. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair.
Councilman in the first ward.
I'd like to move 250133 to council.
It's been moved to council. Is there support?
Support.
It's been supported by the councilwoman in the fourth ward. Is there discussion in the first round? Councilman in the eighth ward. Madam Clerk?
Madam Clerk, do you have a proper address for this appointee? This apparently is an office building.
That is what was submitted.
So, according to the charter on the church on hospital board, that these should be Flint residents. Unless, I'm not sure if there's absolute reason it shouldn't be. This is an office building, I don't know where this person lives. And according to the charter also, it says there's a maximum number of people on this board that can be in the medical field. And Madam Clerk, do you know how many people on the board are in the medical field?
No, I don't know.
For those reasons, I'm not going to support this evening. If we get those answers by the next meeting, then, I'll reconsider, but until then, I'm not. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round of discussion? Anyone in the second round of discussion? Seeing as how there is none, Madam Clerk, this is the roll call vote to send to council.
Mr. Carter is absent. Mr. Barnes is absent. Ms. Michelle.
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
No.
Mr. Jarrett.
No.
Mr. Allen. Dr. Wood.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley. Yes. The vote is 4 yes, 2 no.
The vote is 4 yes, 2 no. Councilwoman in the fourth ward.
Leave resolution 257 in government.
There's been a motion to leave this in government ops. Is there support? Supported by the councilman in the first ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Barnes is absent. Ms. Michelle.
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer. Mr. Jarrett.
Yes.
Mr. Allen. Dr. Lewis.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley. Yes. Mr. Carter is absent. The vote is 6 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 6 yes, 0 no. That appointment stays in committee. There's been a motion motion to adjourn by the councilman in the 8th ward. Is there support by the councilwoman in the 4th ward? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Shedd?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Garrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alvin? Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Mr. Carter Johnson? Ms. Carter Saxon? Vote is 6 yes or no?
The vote is 6 yes, 0 no. The time is now 7:52 p.m. I call this meeting adjourned.
I'll see y'all in the morning, family. Yeah, that's it. Peace.